Hello world of YouTube. Today's video we're going to be going over competitiveness and why competing at a young age is so important and such a good positive impact on our kids' lives. If you guys don't know who I am, if you're new to the channel, my name is Sensei Frangella. I run a martial arts school out of Queen Creek, and the videos that I'm making are for my parents out there and any parents that have kids who are in sports and are athletes or are just parenting in general. I myself am a parent of a recently just turned 7-year-old daughter, and this stuff is hard, you guys. It's not easy, and I'm realizing more and more that I'm in a really lucky position, having all the knowledge and all the tools and all the skills I have teaching kids for so long, that I get to use a lot of this raising my daughter. And I've always heard throughout the years that, you know, what we do and what we teach makes such a huge positive impact on the lives of these kids and these families as a whole. And I really just wanted to be able to share that with a lot more of you guys and give all my parents here in Queen Creek that are my, you know, students and family members and all that, just a resource and kind of a toolbox to have to kind of tap into all that knowledge. And anyone else who wants to join along the way, glad you guys can take it, all right? So anyways, let's get to it. Competition, specifically in martial arts, first I'll talk about, and then kind of a broader spectrum, is really important as an martial arts athlete, because if you think about it, the only other ways that we get to really use our martial arts is if we got in a real fight, and we don't want to do that. That's not the point of it. We have belt exams every cycle, every now and again. You guys know the schedule, right? And that's kind of where we get to showcase and really, you know, max out our potential. However, on a belt exam, we're usually being graded against ourselves or a criteria for our certain rank. Where at a tournament, at a competition, you're being graded and judged against other martial artists around your age and around your level. So it's a really valuable tool to have as a resource, because you can see where you're stacking up along the pack. Okay, talking about other sports, most other sports you think of, baseball, soccer, football, basketball, are going to have practice throughout the week, and then on the weekend is their games. And then the next week they practice, on the weekend is their games. The next week they practice, the weekend is their games. So what's happening is they're practicing, and they're building up all their basic skills. They go to compete, they fail miserably, and then what the coaches get to do and the athletes get to do is they all get to go, well, what did we learn from that? What did we do wrong? Where are we lacking? And how can we fill those holes? How can we fill those gaps? So it's just collecting data. Our brains are just little computers, you guys. They collect data, they analyze data, and our brains are specifically geared to look for problems and look for things that are wrong, because that's just a survival instinct and tactic, just how we're wired. So when we go and collect that data at the tournament, the competition, the game, we get to then analyze that data and then make a plan to improve based on that data, and then we have a chance to execute on that plan and see if we were able to do that. And that all happens in, you know, a span of 7 to 10 days, right? For most other sports. For martial arts, we have that 3, 4, 5, 6, 12-month gap between belt exams. And like I said, the only other option is to go and get in a real fight, which is a bad idea. Martial arts, you guys know, it's about self-defense, and that's not what today's talk is about. So anyways, the importance of competition for a martial artist is huge, because it gives them that outlet to really go and meet their full potential, to really go at their max, and to have those emotions happen. And those emotions will create learning, okay? Now, for any other sport, too, this competitiveness is super duper important, all right? So now, generalizing, not just for martial artists, but anybody out there, why we want to have our kids compete at a younger age, the better, is they're going to have those feelings of pride. So all range of emotions, and all these emotions are good. And you can't just teach these emotions by talking about them or reading about them. You can only learn and discover these emotions and how your body reacts under these emotions, and learn how to maneuver these emotions when you feel them. So competition and competitiveness and tournaments is a way that kids will feel these big emotions, these big important emotions, and we can, as parents and coaches and mentors, guide them through the struggle of life, and we can help teach them and educate them on how to deal with emotions. And this is just a great outlet to do that, all right? So they might feel the pride and the excitement of winning. And we get to remind them as parents and as coaches and as leaders and role models and whatever your relationship is to whoever you're talking to here, we get to remind them that, hey, you're prideful because you worked hard and you earned it. when we don't work hard, we don't actually earn things, you don't have those same feelings inside. You don't feel good about yourself when you got handed something or you cheated to get it. So those feelings that you feel right now are because you worked hard, you put in the effort, and you beat them out today. And that's a great talk to have, and a very important talk to have, especially nowadays, having that self-esteem and that confidence, okay? Let's talk about the other end. We fail a tournament, we get last place, we get disqualified because whatever, and we feel really bad. And a lot of times kids will hit that, and that's their first, their first, like they're running out of wind, they're running out of gas, where they go, you know what, screw it, I'm done, I quit. And that allows us to talk about discipline and about commitment and about hard work again, just in a different light. And all right, you didn't get the outcome that you desired today, but let's talk about what we did in order to get that outcome. If I want to get to 10 and I keep adding 2 and 2, it's always going to be 4, no matter how many times I do it. But I need to change something. Maybe I go 2 plus 8, that equals 10. Maybe I go 5 plus 5, maybe I go 10 plus 0. There's more than one way to get to your desired result, but you've got to change something along the way. The definition of insanity, this is what my dad always told me, the definition of insanity, textbook definition, is doing the same thing again and again, expecting a different result. And I might be paraphrasing that, but you get the gist. So it would be insane for me to keep adding 2 plus 2 and expect to get to 10. Literally insane. If I'm not, getting the right outcome at my tournaments or games or competitions that I want, but I don't change how I practice or change how I focus or change how I condition or change my routine or change my eating habits or whatever, then it would be insane to expect a different result. It's not magic. It's from hard work, okay? And that allows us, those failures allows us to talk to our kids about that and everything in between. There's so many big emotions that come up when kids go and compete, and having them go and encourage them, not forcing them, but when I grew up, my parents literally forced me into it, and in a good and healthy way, right? I look back and I love my parents, I have a great relationship with my parents, but there's a few years there in my teenage years where I was a stubborn, hot-headed teen, and I would have had some choice words about them. But I look back and I thank him for it, because it really taught me a lot and helped me grow a lot, and I wouldn't be where I'm at today without being given those opportunities and put in those positions. So anyways, these competitions and tournaments are great for anybody. You guys all should encourage your children to be a part of them, and if your kids aren't currently in something where they have a competitive outlet, then find something for them. It doesn't necessarily need to be a sport. Maybe it's a spelling bee. Maybe it's a robotics thing. Whatever your kids are into, having those opportunities to go and compete, having those opportunities to experience those big emotions, the true sense of pride and accomplishment, the true sense of defeat, and the lack of motivation and the will to quit or the want to quit, allows us to teach them the perseverance, allows them to teach them to be courageous, allows us to teach them that life is hard and it's okay to do hard things, and so many other things in between that, all right, you guys? So that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys liked the video, subscribe please to the page, and share it with your friends. If you guys didn't like it, no worries, that's fine. I hope you guys got maybe a small nugget of wisdom, and that's really it. Just making these videos for you guys, so share them away, tag anyone you want. But you guys know the drill. All right. Peace out, everybody.